Welcome to the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation's Jazz from the Cellar, our monthly program featuring live jazz performance from Detroit. Simulcast on WDET 101.9 FM. Hi, I'm Chris Collins, President and Artistic Director of the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here to this special edition of Jazz from the Cellar, featuring a marvelous quartet with new ideas, old ideas, and everything in between. It's going to be a heck of a ride. Let's get to the music with the Signal Quartet. Signal Quartet.
internet people, radio people, people of the world, I guess. We are Signal Quartet. It's a joy to play for you all. That was a piece by our bassist, Eric Nachtraub. It's called Endless Runner. It was the first single off our first album, which is called Signal Quartet, if you can believe that. You can find it on Bandcamp. You can find it on the internet if you type it into the almighty search bar. We're going to play another tune from the same album, also by Eric. This is called Some Old Light. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, cats. Wow, fantastic, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Sean sounds great, guys. Beautiful textures, great new ideas, and fresh approach. This is what jazz is all about, looking towards the moment and looking towards the future as we embrace the history of this incredible language. And these cats are doing it for us here tonight. We're going to take a short break from the music to hear a very special announcement from the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation. Throughout tonight's show and throughout the year, we hope you will choose to support the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation by using our new Text to Give platform. Just text DJFF to 243-725. You can give a one-time gift or a monthly gift throughout the year.
Before we continue, I'd like to introduce the members of the band. On the guitar, that's Ian Blunden. Ben Wilkins on the trumpet and flugelhorn. That's Eric Knocktraub on the bass. My name's Sean Perlmutter. We're going to continue with the tune that's going to be on our next album. If you want to know about when that album's coming out, there's a few ways you can stay connected with us. you can go to this website, this little known website you may have heard of called Instagram.com, and you can follow Spiritual Slop Records. Everyone, just like everyone has 10 jobs, we all have 10 bands, so that's a centralized location for great Detroit music. And you can also sign up for email updates on SeanPerlmutter.net. Go to the homepage, scroll down to the bottom. When this album comes out in April, you'll know all about it. It's going to be all of Ben's tunes. It's called Second Exploration, the music of Ben Wilkins. Here's a tune from that. It's a beautiful ballad called Levangela Hugs. Going to do another tune from our first record now. This one's called The Gymnast. Before we do that, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone listening at home, everyone listening in the car on WDET. Thank you to WDET itself and the Jazz Festival organization for having us here. It's a real joy to play music for you all. We hope to see you out there in the world sometime soon.
right. Well, something we always have fun with here on Jazz from the Cellar. We're going to take a little break from the music and get to know these cats, what they're up to, what their music is about, how they got together, all that wonderful stuff. So we are going to make a move to the big red couch for our artist interview and continue on from there. So here we are on the big red couch with our marvelous group, Signal Quartet, or just Signal? Signal.
Signal Quartet, yeah.
Signal.
One signal.
I like it. United, unified sound. I don't know if that's the meaning, but it works for me.
I'll take it.
Sean Perlmutter, I know we first met. You were an aspiring musician coming up through the ranks of Wayne State University, which you graduated from. So you're an educated man, to be sure. And but you've gone on to do some marvelous, important things, including this great quartet that played at the 2022 Detroit Jazz Festival. And I was struck as soon as I heard you guys for the first time, just the creativity and, as we always listen for in jazz, you know, the history combined with new ideas and fresh textures. Tell us a little bit how the band got together. What was the inspiration?
Well, sure. Eric and I kind of met on a gig. We were just, just like a straight down the middle restaurant jazz gig, and then we started playing, and from the first few notes, it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. This is fun. We like this. And then we started talking on the break, and we kind of realized we have all the same records. And we got together and started playing, especially over the pandemic, when it was just no opportunities to play. He plays bass, I play drums. We got to play with other people. So we started getting together on his back deck. And I know Ian from Wayne State, so we did a few trio gigs. And then Eric and Ben go way back. So we started getting the quartet together, and the band was born.
Very cool. So another gift of COVID to the world.
I suppose so.
Very cool and super original compositional stuff. So who does the writing in the band?
Mostly it's been Eric and Ben so far.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. On the first album, it was I knew we had to record, and I just thought we need to write. And I hadn't really written anything in years, and I thought we'd all maybe write a few tunes. And I started writing, and then the guys were like, "Yeah, man, you've got some momentum. Just keep going." So
that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
When you're writing, I often start writing for a project, and by the end, I go back and write the first couple of things that I wrote, because once it gets the gears greased, everything starts to flow. It's a beautiful thing, man. And you've also done some writing for the band, yeah?
Not as much, but it's in the works.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. Yeah. And of course,
we just finished up mixing and mastering our newest recording that'll be out in April, but all originals are mine.
Excellent.
And I thought after the first album, again, the momentum, keep it going, and I had some stuff that I wanted to get out, and so I started writing and rehearsing, and these guys thankfully were into it. So we're really looking forward to.
So you bring the voice of wisdom to the band. So it's more of a Dixieland. I'm just teasing. In fact, what's really nice about this band is the first and foremost is the texture of guitar and trumpet is pretty unique, to say the least, and it offers some textures and probably some real direction when it comes to composing.
Yeah, it's been great. My biggest take from the whole thing is that everybody's always listening. So even if you write something, it ends up being just sort of a vehicle for us all to express ourselves, which is that's what I want to hear.
That's cool. And we talk about it a lot here at Jazz from the Cellar. One of the challenges of modern jazz. I mean, there can be a lot of density as we look to push the envelope, to move the needle on what jazz is and how we use the language. But that can also lead to some sort of unit dynamic playing if you're not careful, and it gets kind of like a drone instead of textural music. You guys have clearly found an understanding and a respect amongst you that allows for some real transparency in the music, and I imagine that is also an inspiration when it comes to composing, knowing that that's available, right?
Yeah. It's there's a lot of great bright spots, but we also step in our holes too, and that's how we learn. So it's great.
Super cool. And talking about this, so you have your first record, and you're coming out with a second one. A title on the second one yet?
Yeah, we're going to call it Second Exploration, music of Ben Wilkins. He's got a tune on there called Second Exploration. We thought, well, it's the second record.
Yeah.
Kind of writes itself. The title.
That or more signals, one or the other.
Maybe that's number 3.
Yeah. Backdoor signals, dark signals.
Signal Quartet 2, still signaling.
Yeah. There we go. Have the flag guy from the airport on the front. Yeah, we get a lot of fun with that. And where can folks get the recordings if they want?
They can find it on Bandcamp on signalquartet.bandcamp.com. Some of it's on streaming, but not the whole thing. If you really want the full experience, you can go on there. And if you're really, up to it, I will send you a CD in the mail if you order it on there. We still do that. I still use the mail. I still have CDs. If you don't have a CD player, they make great coasters.
Target practice.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great. And in fact, in addition to CDs, as you guys know, I mean, the whole vinyl revolution is coming back, which is really hip because it adds even another kind of venue and another color to the release of the music that unfortunately has been lost, but is super important to creative music because, I'm sure you would agree. I remember when CDs came out, there was a certain loss in the warmth, particularly of jazz, orchestral music, things like that.
Sure.
And now to go a step further with streaming and listening through earbuds, through a phone, it just degrades. And there's something pretty spectacular about being able to hear as much of an analog signal as possible. And of course, if you want the full experience, as you said, the best way is to come see a play because people come see a real band play and they say, geez, I never knew that Ian's guitar sounded like that. It's fantastic, right? And because it adds so much. So do you guys have any upcoming dates?
Yeah, we'll be at Motor City Wine in Detroit on February 25th and again on March 25th.
Oh,
and then in April, we're going to be doing a bit of a tour to promote the album. So we'll be playing in South Bend and some other things around the west side of the state that I'm working on, as well as hopefully some things in Ann Arbor and Detroit. But if you want to stay updated, you can go to my website, SeanPerlmutter.net, and you can sign up for the email list.
Please spell Perlmutter.
So Sean, first of all, is S-E-A-N. We'll get that out of the way. Perlmutter is P-E-R-L-M-U-T-T-E-R. There's no A in Perlmutter.
A name I mispronounced for a good solid 4 or 5 years at the university. I think I got it now with Perlmutter. Yes, when you guys are in Paris, you'll have that locked, man. Well, listen, it was a joy having you cats here. We always have fun, but it's to me, one of the real joys of this music is to see different generations interacting with one another and sharing that language and wisdom and new ideas and new directions. To me, it's what produces some of the really great music of any era, is when that kind of comfort zone exists between different generations, the respect going both ways, and of course the sharing on the bandstand, which I think you'd all agree. When you're playing with cats is probably when you guys played the first time. It's either an open, giving experience or it's not. And you guys certainly share a wonderful, great vibe and feeling. So we look forward to having you back either after hours, if you guys wish, or back on the Cellar, back at the festival, or any of our other programs. We'll be listening. I'll be listening to everything you do, so keep me apprised.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys. You got one more tune in you?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's wrap it up with one more good one for the sake of the program. Until then, we want to thank WDET simulcasting this program, 101.9 FM, and the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation here at Jazz from the Cellar, keeping jazz alive here and in person and everywhere we possibly can. I hope you're digging it. So, one more tune. Let's do it, yeah?
Cool, let's go.
Okay.
Hi guys, bravo, bravo, bravo. Thank you so much, man. Beautiful, beautiful music. Thanks to all of you, man. Fantastic. Well, that about wraps it up. Old man time is telling us we've got to call it quits for the night here at the Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation's Jazz from the Cellar, the third Friday of each month at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We welcome all of you from around the world to join us each and every month. And on the other weeks of the month, every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, our After Hours Jam set, where we have an all-star Detroit house band and special guests. You never know who's going to show up after hours. So we'll see you each and every Friday. Until then, thanks to the Signal Quartet for just some uplifting, creative, and beautiful music. And thank all of you for joining us. Thanks to WDET for the simulcast. And we look forward to seeing you next time here on Jazz from the Cellar.